everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, E. Doss, and I'm about a month late on what I'm about to share with you, but it's worth sharing. Uh, Read it and was immediately appalled. I'm going to share this with you real fast. It's a wicked world we live in, folks. And I'll be the first to tell you, as the kid said in my days, I get crunk when it comes to spiritual warfare. But part of spiritual warfare, believe it or not, is showing love and compassion. Because our enemy has none of those traits in them. They don't have love or compassion nor the capability to show it. But I saw this and it was very, very sad. So this is from CNN.com, its website. Gettysburg College, founded in 1832, one of the oldest colleges in the United States. A student athlete is no longer enrolled at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania after they allegedly etched a racial slur onto the chest of a teammate, school officials say. Several students were attending an informal gathering of the swim team at an on-campus residence on September 6th when one of them had used a box cutter to scratch the N-word on another student's chest, according to statements made by the college and the family, who says their son was the victim. The reprehensible act was committed by a fellow student athlete, someone he considered his friend, someone whom he trusted, the family said in an anonymous statement published last week by the college's student newspaper, the Gettysburgian. It is unclear whether the swimmer was expelled or faced other disciplinary action from the college. Jamie Yates, a spokeswoman for the college, told CNN she could only describe the student status as no longer enrolled due to the student privacy laws. None of the students involved have been identified. The Liberal Arts College in southern Pennsylvania and the family said in a joint statement Monday the investigation into the incident is still ongoing, adding they recognize the gravity and seriousness of the situation and hope it can serve as a transformative moment for our community and beyond. Bob Elanio, the president of Gettysburg College, condemned the students' actions in a message sent to the campus community last week and thanked the swim team's upper-class students for first reporting what happened. No matter the relationship and no matter the motivation, there is no place on this campus for words or actions that demean, degrade, or marginalize based on one's identity and history. In a letter to the school, the community Monday, Elanio said the college found the incident was not a byproduct of an unhealthy athletic team culture or a reflection of the team itself. We are upset. We need to acknowledge the harm the incident has imposed on members of our community who, by virtue of their identity, race, culture, and history, have long been marginalized in our society through language and actions precisely like those that took place. So, folks, let's do it this way. That's a sad thing. I know a lot of you folks out there have children. I can tell you as a father of a daughter, that's a father's worst nightmare, is harm being laid to her. And when I read that, it stirred something up in me. Racism is of the devil. We are all made of one flesh. We all are made of one blood. We all have one Father who art in heaven, whether we choose to believe in him, or accept him. This isn't just a racial incident. This is something demonic. They carved a racial slur into this man's chest, and even if he has it surgically removed in time, he's going to have the scars of that incident. And the saddest part about it is it was by a man who he trusted, for another person on the swim team. Could you imagine your buddy holding you down and doing something like that? When I saw that, it just screamed out adversary. It goes beyond hazing. You know, there's an anti-bully campaign, right? I don't co-sign that. I'm pro-bully. Because if you don't have bullies in school, how's your son going to learn how to defend himself or defend others? There's always going to be kids that haze other kids, especially on sports team. I was on the wrestling team and in football. It is what it is. That is a part of the culture. But to do something like that is just flat out malicious. Yeah, you can blame the Democrats. You can blame the temperature politically of what's going on right now. But when it all boils down to it, it's just pure wickedness. Had it been the other way around, and it was a bunch of black kids, and they did that to a white kid and carved some racial epitaph on him, you'd be hearing the same thing. God is not a respecter of persons. He breathed life into all of our nostrils. He knitted every last one of us together in our mother's womb with his own hands. He loves us all, even the ones that hate him. And even at 40 years old, that's hard for me to wrap my mind around. There are people out there that do deplorable things, the children to their family, to themselves. But he loves us, believers, just like he loves them. So my heart goes out to this family. I couldn't imagine what they're going through. It's a terrible thing, especially coming from such a college as Gettysburg and all the rich history they have there. It's nothing but victims in this case. You got the kids who did it, throwing their college careers away, throwing their life away. I mean, if the family, this is all I could find on it, something from last month. There's been no updates that I could find. But if the families decide to take legal action, those kids are going to be in jail for assault. That's something that's going to follow them for the rest of their life. They may be thrown in jail. Their college career is definitely over. You got some kid who's scarred for the rest of his life. It's a sad thing. And it's a demonic thing. A long time ago, during the 1940s, 50s, 60s, especially the late 50s and early 60s in the South, when you had your Bull Connors running around, when schools were just now starting to be desegregated, there was a lot of racial crimes like you see right here. Not so much in the 21st century. Not that they don't exist, because I live in Southern Oklahoma, and I can tell you, I'm from Southern Oklahoma. Lived in Texas. I can tell you racial crimes are still going on. There was a man dragged to death in Georgia, a black man dragged to death in Georgia within the past 10 years. There was a black prom king in a small town in Texas. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to put a disparagement on the town for the actions of just one or two individuals. But he was the black homecoming king, or he was the homecoming king that happened to be black. The homecoming queen was white, and they killed that man. That young boy. It's hard to wrap your mind around that kind of stuff still exists, but it does. So I implore everybody to teach their kids right. If you got them in the Bible and you're teaching them how to respect not only themselves, but respect the word of God by in turn respecting others, then you won't have problems like this. It's when there's a lack of love, when somebody wants to do some sort of wicked act of violence like this. You don't find people in loving relationships, whether it be parental or marital, who are laying harm to one another or who are imploring others to do the same. So I don't know. I just want to jump on here. I didn't know if y'all are aware of that. I'll be back tonight for the late show. God bless y'all. Y'all stay safe and love one another. If you have somebody who you're close to, you haven't told that you love today, tell them you love them, because today might be the last day you see them. Tomorrow's not promised. The next moment is a promise. I may click this end stream button and y'all never hear from me again. So I want to tell you, I love you. And God bless each and every last one of you.